And hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Hopefully,
This
hello,
is
everyone.
Tom and
I'm Tom. I'm still Tom.
from Black Toast Studios.
I hadn't forgotten who I was. I was just pausing for effect.
Welcome to episode 117 of Is It Talking Hobby?
Indeed.
So, Tom, I'm a bit like I've actually not got that much hobby to do tonight. Like we're just saying, we've got a tournament coming up.
Now, Dom,
this
just
weekend.
before we carry on, sorry.
Yep.
Getting some feedback on your mic at the moment when you're speaking.
Right, okay. Check the connection here.
Just want to make sure you ain't got a connection problem.
Is that better?
That sounds much better. Yes.
There we go. There we go. So we've got a tournament coming up this weekend. And obviously any kind of event means that you've got to suddenly panic paint everything. Tom, what have you got left to paint? Oh, let me go through what I've got to paint. I've got to do a base. Smith.
There you go. I think sometimes the picture speaks louder than words. So,
It does.
Sorry. Please continue with your massive selection.
So I've got I painted up. Actually, I painted up a old Chaos Chosen model to use as a champion in a Chaos Space Marine squad. The guy with a mace, and he's got he's holding his a Chaos helmet, and he's got a mace. I was like, he looks quite cool. So I found him in my bits box, glued him up, and painted him. He looks quite cool. I did my converted Warpsmith, so he's painted, and I've got my old Warpsmith, which I've slightly word bearified, and I've just got to do his base. And the annoying thing was, I did have a base for him at the beginning of the week, and I had no idea where it went, so I've just had to take another base out.
Oh no!
To do that. So yeah, I just got to convert him up a bit because his proportions are a bit off. Like, because the Warpsmith model's got like the trails of cables coming down the back, and the older Finecast one has been modelled. So basically, the coils and stuff come off the bottom of the base.
Yep.
Which is cool, but the problem is now he's on one of these bases, like the old cavalry bases. It doesn't go anywhere, so he's like elevated. So I've got to make a little stand for him to be on, really.
Oh, fair enough.
Yes, yeah. So that's what I am doing tonight.
But yes, so just to give you a quick tally on my models, I have 10 jump pack assault marines, 10 sword brethren, 1 captain, and a brutalis dreadnought. That's what I have to do. The brutalis is hiding behind me over here because yeah, hello. He's all ready. He's doing it. I don't know about the pose yet. I haven't decided. I think that looks more like he's trying to sort of go over there, brother.
Yeah.
When in fact, I think he'd be charging towards them more in a. But I don't. It's all posable. I haven't glued it.
Have the legs got much movement?
They had a bit, but the problem is when there's like I don't know if you can see here, but you see the little strut joiners here just in between the legs.
Oh yeah, get rid of those.
Yeah, they kind of have a limited amount of which way they can kind of angle themselves. So you kind of got I think you can do 2 or 3 poses based off the actual official kit. So
yeah.
But to be honest, this is fun. I mean, they look pretty nice anyway, from a detail and model point of view. So I'm happy with it. I just need to sort out a couple of the joints to make sure they stop drooping. You know, the old classic thing like this where I want this here, but it goes
yeah,
it goes like that. So
what are people in the chat working on hobby-wise tonight? Anything amazing? Hopefully amazing.
Always amazing, isn't it? Come on.
Yeah, of course it is. It's hobby. Also, I'm going to do a bit of super glue repair. Because I don't know about people at home, but when I'm kind of I've got a little space where casualties go. They're like, they've lost a weapon, and they're like, right, okay, pop them up here. Eventually, I've got it.
Into triage you go.
I've got 2 chaos cultists that lived up here for years. Like they're missing their, like one's got 1 arm, that one's got no weapon, and they just live up here because one day they will appear, and I'll be like, yes, we can do it.
We can fix these We can fix
Yeah.
you. You are the
Got the
bionicle
technology.
cultist.
Yeah, let's invest in you.
If anyone
cultists.
needed bionics, I think cultists would be definitely a prime candidate.
Oh, definitely.
And so yeah, Captain Jack. Good evening to you. I know you said that a little while ago, and he's found a new button. I assume you were spamming something. And Felpire, hello, and Vicky, who is in the room, who I know is putting together her Black Legion, I believe, but she'll let us know, I'm sure, if she's still watching. She might just quit the stream straight away. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly.
You know
We'll
these
never
people,
know, really.
You know.
Yeah, that's understandable.
And yeah, so Pepperami. That's for everyone in our other chat to tell me that they've watched this video. Pepperami.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
See how that goes. Nice.
Captain Jack says, still working on AOS Chaos Knights. Think if I want to start painting up another Marine faction, one of the main ones, but another Marine faction. Trust me, this is bad. This is how it starts, Captain Jack. You know, you start with one, you do like a light red Scorpion one, and then suddenly you're thinking, ooh, Imperial Fist of Salamanders might look quite nice, and then you suddenly realise you've put yourself in a world of trouble. And then you think about selling your red Scorpions.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that's a good idea. I think you should keep your red Scorpions.
Oh, I know. I'm wrestling with that one at the moment in my head. Vicky wasn't. Vicky was also very much like, why do you want to go there? You spend so much time on them. I said, yeah, I know, but I got them because they had at least a little modicum of support and growth in them, and now it's kind of like, nope, sorry. I mean, Forge doesn't actually exist anymore. We are now professional model builders.
They did the on the Games Workshop website. They had the made to order ones, and they had the Red Scorpion characters.
They had the duo, yes.
Yeah.
Which I was tempted with, but I didn't actually look at what the cost of them were. Plus, when I went the 2 times I went to go and check it, because I did try, I got whacked in a whacking great queue. Because apparently Games Workshop don't know how to run a very popular website.
Bit embarrassing, really.
Well, it's interesting when you think of the size of them and in comparison to other places. You know, they're quite a big, and they're still having to have queues to get into what I would regard as, I suppose, a relatively niche website. Really, when you think about the grand scheme of things. So interesting, but at the end of the day, that's the way it rolls. So I'm not gonna.
Yeah, exactly.
I still buy their stuff, so I can't. It's one of those things, isn't it? You can. I mean, I come from a slightly unique point of view because I'm in the tech industry, and I just find it odd that they can't manage it.
I don't think necessarily you have to be in the tech industry to realise.
Well, I know, but maybe it's more stark for me because I've seen websites.
How many other companies?
Yeah.
Like have this issue.
Well, that's kind of what. And I was just using it as a kind of a perspective from my point of view that I've run websites and they aren't that. It's just like there's mechanisms that you can do to make it work. So it'd be quite. I'd love to hear from them about it, as in what the issue actually is, from that point of view. But I know we won't. But anyway, moving on. Tournament at the weekend.
Yes.
So what are you taking, Dom?
I am taking word bearers, Tom.
Oh, did you want to explain everyone what you're taking in your word bearers?
Well, yeah. I mean, the list is probably very public now anyway. So my word bearer list, Tom, I'm going to say this while I try and glue something.
Yeah, let's go for it.
So HQ, I have got 2 warpsmiths. I have got 1 who is undivided, and I have got 1 that is a Mark of Zinch. He has got the Zinch enhancement. I then have 4 squads of legionnaires with all different assortments of weapons. 3 are combat, 3 are combat and undivided. 1 is shooting and Mark of Zinch. And they've got an autocannon. Next up, I've got 3 Chaos Predators. Is it the Destructor, the Las Cannon one, or the Annihilator?
No, the Annihilator. It is the Annihilator. The Destructor's the auto. Also cannon one, excuse me.
Oh, okay. So I got the 3 Annihilator ones. I've got 2 Chaos Land Raiders. I have got a squad of Obliterators. I have got 2 Chaos Rhinos of Havoc Launchers. And I have got 2 squads of Possessed. So, yeah, the Obliterators are also Markov's Inch. So 1 squad of Legionnaires, a Warpsmith, and the Obliterators of Markov's Inch. Everyone else is undivided.
As were bearers should be.
Yeah, exactly. And that's my list. What about you, Tom?
So obviously I've gone a complete flip side of the coin. I have decided to try out something that I've been kind of trying to build towards because it's been a little while because there were certain units I needed which I got at Christmas, which was very nice. So I'm running 2 squads of Sword Brethren. Actually, I'll do what you did. I'll go for my HQs first because there's quite a few of them. I've got Helbrecht. I've got Grimoldus.
Yep.
I've got a Tech Marine. I have a Castellan.
One.
Well, you know, I've got that many vehicles. I have a Castellan. I have a new captain with jump pack, and I have a chaplain with a jump pack as well. So that is my HQ. So hopefully I don't draw anyone who gets assassination because that's some heavy pointage I could bleed on that one.
Fixed objectives, assassinate.
Yeah. And then I then decided I was going to take 2 squads of Crusaders, but I actually amalgamated them into 1 Crusader squad in the end, a very large one, a full size squad. So
10?
No,
Or 20?
20.
Oh my gosh.
Who Grimoldus will be heading up to give them a little bit of extra survivability. I then also added to that 2 intercessor squads, standard intercessor squads, not assault ones, so they have the bolt, the standard bolt rifles with them. And that's my troops. I then added a squad of 10 Sword Brethren, which Helbrecht will be joining, and a squad of 5 Sword Brethren. All of them have essentially the maximum loadout of specials. So essentially the large 10-man one's got 2 lightning claws, 2 thunder hammers, and then the rest power weapons. And the smaller ones obviously has 1 of each of those, and they have 2 plasma pistols in each as well.
Yep.
We then have a Land Raider Crusader, which which the Sword Brethren will be in, the 10-man squad that is with Helbrecht. We also have an Impulsor, which the 5-man Sword Brethren squad will have the Castellan with them, so they've got 2 little mobile units on that. And then for a bit more mobility, I added 2 squads of Assault Jump Pack Intercessors. One led by a captain, one by the Jump Pack Chaplain. And I think, am I forgetting anything? Just going into my brain. Oh, and the Brutalis Dreadnought. That was the one I was missing. Yeah, and a Brutalis Dreadnought. So,
Very nice.
Quite a lot of Marines, a lot of wounds to chew through for people. Hopefully it will pan out. But yeah, and I will not be using any of the other Marine style detachments. It will be a Righteous Crusader detachment because that's how I like to play them. So I'm just sticking with the fluff.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Because I know a lot of people do say that you could try out all the other types of detachments from the Space Marine Codex, but I quite like the Righteous Crusader one, so I'm going to be rolling that. So yeah, what do you guys think of those 2 lists? Obviously, if you've got any feedback on them, throw it in now. I mean, we can't change it anyway, so kind of
too late.
Yeah, it's too late. We've already submitted last Friday, so we are locked in, as they say. But yeah, 3 games on Saturday. Quite looking forward to it. It's first game, well, it's first tournament of the year. And the really nice thing is, it is literally about a 5 to 10 minute walk from my house. So
even better.
I can't really complain. Yes. And then we've also signed up for a team one later in the year, haven't we, Dom? As in the not doubles on the team one. I'm going to sign up to the doubles one shortly, actually, because that's another one we were doing, which I assume you're still up for. So
the doubles.
Definitely. So I don't know. We don't know what we're going to do for that yet, but I assume it may be something
big Chaos and Imperial, probably.
yeah. Probably Black Templars. I'm just saying,
Or you might take your Death Guard, and I might take my sisters or my guard.
Oh, see, Death Guard could be interesting. We could try something different. Yes, we've got some options anyway. I could do Chaos as well. I've got quite a sizable Chaos Demons army. I could
work out.
Just take 4 Great Demons. Done. I think you can get that in 1,000 points.
Yeah. You're right. Won't be a problem.
No. To be fair, I'll never do that again after that game with you. So there we go.
Hop, hop, hop.
Oh, the lascans destroyed them all. That was a fun.
Yeah, it was actually very fun.
Yes, it was. Yeah, I know. I bet you found it fun. Yeah, I was sitting there going, "Oh no, you've taken one out in the first turn." I think you took my Lord of Change out in the first round of shooting. I think it was, and I was like,
It was good.
Whoa.
Like, it's just that thing with, especially my Chaos Predators. It's when they do hit and they hit hard. I'm like, well, most of the time they hit, to be fair, and most of the time they do wound. It's just like either down to your invulnerable save or the damage. But like when you do a silly amount of damage, you do like 18 wounds or something like that. I'm like, oh my god, how did what?
So because it's amazing how much that can stack up really as well with them, because especially because you're getting, is it +2 on your ones as for your lascans? I can't. Or was it +3 for you?
No, it's +1, and you can re-roll.
Oh, that was it. Yes, the re-roll.
Against vehicles and monsters.
Yes, and which was obviously very practical in
but
that one.
It's just using a Dark Pact as well.
Yes,
because it's helped me a few times with like Overwatch. So if you just go sustained and you're like, all right, here we go, let's see how this works. And if you just get one, it suddenly turns to 2. Yes. And it's like, oh, actually, this might work. Okay, so.
Well, with the lascan, getting one hit is good, but if you can push that into 2 off a special rule, that makes it a much more feasible Overwatch as well. I think because sometimes that 1 point feels like a bit of a waste sometimes, but. Hello, friend of Inquisitor. I'm very well, and I believe Dom is very well. So I would say it's probably going all right.
I am indeed very well. How are you doing?
Yeah.
Hopefully you're having a lovely day.
And how many people we got watching at the moment? We have apparently we got 7 people in there, but we've only got 2 likes. Now, come on, you know I don't like this, all right? You've taken the trouble to come all the way to YouTube to watch us.
All the way to YouTube.
Yeah, I know it's a tough job nowadays. Press the like button. And also, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe.
Yeah, because then you'll see us next time.
Yeah, and hit the little bell icon, because then you'll get a notification when we're online. You know, there's all these wonderful little tools that YouTube gives you to make sure that you can't escape us.
Ever.
And then that way, when we do decide to do an event where we invite all you people to, you won't miss that announcement.
Exactly. And everyone will be happy.
Especially us, because we'll be really grateful that you've taken the trouble to do that. So thank you. And friend of is not bad, painting some Scarab Occult Terminators. Ooh, I remember them being quite a ornate model. Those ones actually. I remember. I think one of our friends, I think Gavin, you had some, didn't he? And they were they've got quite a lot of detail on those headpieces, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they're quite cool. I've done Rubric Marines before, and they are a pleasure to paint, to be honest. They're not overly complicated. It's just a nice model to paint. So, yes, have fun painting them. What scheme are you going to be painting them in? Hopefully a nice red colour.
That's quite an interesting question, actually. I mean, have you ever had a model that you were quite intimidated by, but then found out actually it was quite a joy to paint?
My
Excluding
Titan.
That one, obviously.
Maybe Angron? I don't know. Yeah, Angron, I suppose, because he is quite a key model. I think with the other stuff, like the big knights and stuff, although they are slightly intimidating, I think because Angron's quite a focal point, it's like you got to get that one right. You got to get a Primarch right. I mean, you look at some of the Primarchs. For instance, I would say Mortarion, and I would not want to paint that in any way. Like, what is going on with that
wings? Those wings, man.
Yeah, exactly. Or Be'lakor as well. Oof. I think Be'lakor is another one where it's probably not as hot, but it's such a key model.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mortarion over Be'lakor, I think. I think Mortarion's a lot harder to paint than Be'lakor.
Well, because you've got to get that kind of grime, but not over grime look I think
Yeah.
with him, it says that I mean, Be'lakor can look quite nice just being a cleanly painted model, but I think you can't really do that with
No.
Mortarion.
Yeah, I'll say Angron. Angron is probably the model I'm thinking of at the moment. That's if there's any other that jump out.
Now, see, I'm going to say all 4 of my greater demons, I was very intimidated to paint them, but it turned out I really enjoyed them. And oddly enough, the one that I thought would be the most horrendous to paint, I enjoyed the most, which was the Lord of Change. Because obviously that's got a lot of feathers on it.
Yeah.
Which is quite an interesting, because it was very different to what I normally painted. And actually, it was quite interesting to paint, but also when it came out, I was like, oh, it's not too bad. I mean, for me.
I think they're quite straightforward models, aren't? Like if you think about it, they've got big areas to paint.
Yes.
They're not abundant with detail.
No.
And they're different enough that you are testing yourself a little bit to go,
yes.
Oh, let's try the skin technique or the Nurgly technique or
well, and the nice thing about the skin bits, when you do get to them, they're big enough to sort of give you a bit of license to take a bit of an experiment on them, rather than having to go, I've messed it up, I'm going to have to sort of go back in and redo all that. I think it does it. I mean, I followed the official GW guides for all of them in the end as a kind of a paint guide with a little bit of artistic license here and there, but not too much, because I quite like the box art for them. And I think they turned out all right. Actually, that was mainly Mr. Duncan Rhodes actually was doing them back then before he parted ways, and he did a really good job of explaining. I think the best thing I got out of it was actually the flame effects while doing the Bloodthirster. That was quite a cool technique to learn, and it's made other flamey objects in my other armies look a lot better, just by learning to kind of work out. I think it's things like, so black is the bit that needs to be on the edges, not the high, not the really, because that's the hottest part, which is, you don't think about it and think, actually that is the hottest part of the thing, and that's the bit that would be on. So it's quite an interesting little thing to sort of think about.
I think like for flame things, I think I haven't actually painted a proper flame since I used to do witch hunters back in Wartime.
Oh yeah,
and they used to have flaming torches, or redemptionists in the old Metal Necromunda one. And I don't do them anymore. I tend to go with, like, especially for the word bearers, because they're so kind of in the warp. It's more of a magical flame than it is necessarily a material flame. So I tend to try and think of something I can do with that, which is like either greens or blues or something like that.
But yeah, I did obviously on these. This was one of the ones I think did shortly after doing it, and I actually quite enjoy getting that looking kind of that way, because a good flame effect is actually quite nice once it's done, because it does make a model look quite cool. But we got in here. So Jack says, if you can paint a Helldrake, you can paint anything. I'll let Dom answer that one.
Yes. They are horrible models. Horrible. Nobody wants to paint a Helldrake. Like, I think that's why Games Workshop have made them quite rubbish in 10th edition. And they're like, all right, like, Chaos players, you haven't had the best time of things. Like, we're not going to make you paint Helldrakes anymore. We're going to make them a bit rubbish, so you don't have to go out and buy them, okay?
You wait.
Because they're just, whatever way you tell, I've got 3 Helldrakes. I'm a glutton for punishment. So I've tried spraying them black. That was my first one, my World Eater one. And then doing the red and the gold over that. That was horrible. And then I was like, right, I've learned. This time I'm going to spray it. I'm going to spray it red. So then you're just filling in the trim, and you can do a bit there. And then the third time I was like, right, I'm going to spray this on silver. So then I don't have to do the trim. I can just fill in the red. No, there's no good technique. The best technique is to get a commission painter that's probably new to the game. That's like, I just need models. I'll charge you nothing.
Here's the colours I want.
Here's 3 Helldrakes. Get on with that. And after they've finally finished and they've given up doing commission painting, you're done. You don't have to do any more.
Until you need that commission painter to paint you another one to add to your collection. He's like, no, sorry, I stopped doing that.
You've ruined it.
You ruined it. I did that. Those were actually the first and last 3 models I ever did.
Exactly. I refuse.
And then, but the Talon Sun Scheme is a bright red gold trim with purple cloth and stripes on the headpiece of black. Very nice. And for anyone who is in our Discord, your friendly neighborhood Quizzer has actually put a picture up in there, so go check that out. I guess we should get back to doing some of our challenges at some point, Dom. I know it's been a little while.
Yeah, and he's come up some good old
and I think
challenge.
we should probably join in the first one 100% because it seems like the right thing to do.
Yes. Yeah, I've got a few models here. I was thinking earlier, I've just accumulated all these models over time that I need to kind of do something with. Like, I go against my I don't want any grey models. Like, nope, not having any. And I was like, oh, I've got that squad of Space Marines that were for my kill team. I've got the Traitor Guard that were for my kill team. I got a mini Titan somewhere.
Oh
I've
yeah.
got
Oh god.
what else have I got?
No,
I've
let's
got
not talk about Titans.
some World Eater stuff. I've got some I've got stuff all over the place. Need to be painting. Should really be painting now, but
Jack says,
I've
please
done
do a challenge tonight. I need the drive to paint. Phew. I mean, we could.
What should we
do.
think of? Should we have a little think?
Well, let's carry on talking for a bit, and then we'll maybe see if we can.
Maybe you'll be influenced.
I'll even say something nice about Dom.
Unbelievable.
Don't do that. It'll go to his head. The headset barely fits. But yeah, no. I mean, I must admit, I think my guiltiest purchase for not painting so far is the Titan kit that I got at Warhammer Fest last year.
It is.
Which I was actually, I actually something I really was looking forward to doing at the time, and it just slipped so far down my list after everything that happened towards the tail end of last year that I never really got that buzz back for it. But maybe that's what I should do as my first challenge back, is get one of them constructed and painted to a good level.
Yes, that would be a good idea, Tom.
And you could do your mini night.
Could do my mini top. Where is he? He's wearing some. Oh, I think he's over there. He's on there. He's up there with some word bearer reinforcements.
Is he get what scheme were you going to do? Did you pick a house for him or?
Boop, boop. I don't know. I might make one up, Tom. Because I've just finished listening. Oh no, sorry. I'm just starting to listen to the Lost and the Damned.
Oh, okay.
The second Siege of Terror one.
Yes. Have you not done that one? Or just re-listening.
Oh no, I'm not re-listening. I've started again. Because I kind of I love Solar War. Solar War's such a good one.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So I've just started listening to Lost and Damned, and they're going on about the Chaos Forces, and they go, Horus has got 24 traitor legions and X amount of night households, and I'm like, cool, I might just make one up then. Pack it on and see what I can come up with, because I just think it's nice to come up with your own scheme. I don't know what I'm going to do yet.
Yeah. Exactly what I was thinking of doing a custom one as well, actually, because I had a look through the book. They've got some very nice examples, but actually I was going, well, I don't really want to do the black and red. I don't want to do this thing. It was one of those things. It's more like I didn't really like what they were showing off, and so I might have a think about, and I probably shouldn't do a Templar-based one because
it's look like a big Templar Marine, though.
Yeah.
Kind of mix it up, isn't it? It's got to do something.
I need to do something well off my palette, I think, is what I'm trying to say. Something well off the other end of the palette, just to give something else to go. Something bright. I think I want to do something bright. I think, like a yellow, not an orange. I didn't like orange last time I did it, so I won't do orange again. But maybe a yellow, or maybe even blue. Kind of a blue would be quite interesting one for me, because I haven't done much blue. But Imperial Fist yellow might be quite fun.
Maybe.
But I'll have a think.
Yeah. Have a little think.
But yeah, I personally prefer bright and vibrant schemes. I mean, if I'm totally honest, I do like bright, vibrant schemes, but I've always shied away from them because I feel the darker paint schemes hide my mistakes.
I think everyone's got their own technique and own taste in models.
Mm-hmm.
I really do appreciate, for instance, we got a couple of Tau player friends who've got really nice crisp Tau paint schemes, and I'm like, ooh, or even Marines. You can have a nice, tight little Marine scheme, and it's that's very crisp. My taste, however, is a bit more of the grim dark. So I kind of like it a bit more grimy and a bit darker and a bit more realistic. That's my personal taste. But I appreciate all. I think they're all great.
Oh yeah,
Whatever people
that's the
go with.
nice thing about it is
As long
because
as
you
someone puts,
can.
you can see effort's gone in.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool. No, I like that. That's really
Because
nice.
I would say I would sit somewhere. I think I've gone through several stages. I think some of my very early stuff was very. I'm going to use Devil and Mud. I'm going to put this on it. I'm going to do really grime up the Marines. And I've gone kind of not full circle. I've kind of gone 180. And I've now gone right. I'm going to try and do this a bit cleaner.
Yeah.
And I'm preferring them on my Templars because I think the black, white, red is quite striking if you get the look quite nicely. It's got a nice look to it. So I'm quite happy doing them as they are right now. But it may change. I mean, I remember back in the day when I used to do, instead of having red weaponry, it was all gold. Remember, gold and brass. What I used to do.
Changed it up.
Yeah, and I changed, but I realised actually I didn't like it because I don't think it looked right on the chapter. Oh, here we go. Okay, Vicky. Yeah, that's not happening. Not for a challenge. I'd have to show it to everyone then. Angron for the challenge. That's more than a month's worth of work if you want something decent out of it.
Go, Tom. Worst case scenario is just give it to her and go, oh, it's done.
Base coated. Done.
She's got to live with it.
I mean, that is true. I could do the worst paint job ever.
Yeah.
I could whip out like the watercolors or something and just slap it all off.
Yeah, it's not your problem at the end of the day, is it?
Yeah, she's going to have to take it to tournaments and play with it. So
yeah, exactly.
Don't I wouldn't do that. Oh,
all right, maybe
Jack's got an Angron as well. Dom needs to do another Angron, so if you give that to Dom,
I'm good. One Angron's enough.
You could have an Angron off.
Yeah, angry Angron off. I've got Scarbrand down there as well. I was thinking maybe put them both in the same list. That could be quite fun. I reckon for the painting challenge,
oh, here we go.
It's either a vehicle or a monster. So you got to paint a vehicle or a monster. Okay, so that leaves it pretty open to a lot of things.
Any game system, as we've said before, don't feel
always.
like you're sandwiched into the Games Workshop trap. If you've got something knocking about from a different thing, just go for it, grab it.
Yeah.
But first of all, let's check with Jack. Jack, do you have a vehicle or monster that you can paint for the challenge? So I'd hate to have the person we want to motivate actually hasn't got something that they can paint.
He's got a dreadnought. Everyone's got a dreadnought to paint.
There we go. Got one who's got a Redemptor coming through. There we go. That's a good start.
Nice. Have I got any dreadnoughts to paint? I say that. I don't know if I've got a dreadnought.
Do you want to borrow one?
Yeah. I might paint my Titan. There you go. I might paint my Titanicus Titan.
Okay, and I'm going to do mine as well because that fits with the theme. So I'm going to build one of them up. All right, I will get the dates in because what is it now? It's the 16th, so we're looking at mid-February then, aren't we?
Yeah.
So I will get some dates up with some slightly more detailed instructions.
And just go for it.
And then we'll just go for it. Just wing it.
Yeah, be fine. I'm going to have a look actually because I do like the Titans. I was looking at there were some things on Instagram. They had some nice like a Titanicus event going up, and I was looking at some of the work they've done. I was like, they're really cool, little mini Titans.
I mean, I must admit, the one thing I did, I think Fest did kind of want me to repaint my big Titan. That was one thing that when I looked at those other ones we saw, I mean, I'm never going to do the same level of freaking justice, but I think when I look at it and go, I could probably do better than what I've done, But I think but as I said to you, I think it involved a repose and various things, which is quite on a model that age. And that it's quite intimidating to break it down and try and repose it when you can't really get spares for it anymore or anything like that. So, I'm slightly trepidatious about doing it.
Yeah, I think it's hard, isn't it? Because you're always going to be comparing your particular paint style or scheme or skill level against the ones that you either see in person or online. And it's hard because I think whoever it is, like you could even have golden demon entry people doing exactly the same. So it's just like you've either got to kind of go, actually, I've done a good job on this myself.
No, never do that. Never just put yourself down.
And just not compare it next to another model. Like, just moving further along the battlefield. or never get in combat with them. Like, no.
Just not interested.
Don't look at them next to each other.
Because I always feel sometimes with that kind of plating, an airbrush would make things look so much nicer if you knew how to use it. But then I remember I don't know how to use an airbrush, so.
I mean, there's no way. You can always try it out first time on your Titan.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You fine?
I'll get the kit tomorrow.
Yeah, be absolutely fine.
I'll invest all in it tomorrow. Have a pop.
Yeah, there you go. That's your monthly challenge. Well done, Tom.
Oh shit.
Tom's repainting his Forge World Titan for the painting challenge.
With an airbrush.
I, however, will be doing the Adeptus Titanicus Titan.
Oh dear. But yeah, okay. Well, that's what we'll do, guys. So just we'll get that up and just get ready to do that. So those of you who are interested, but please take part. We're not critics. We just like to see people do stuff.
Yeah. And I think everyone that's contributed in the past will say it was worthwhile.
Yeah.
Because you just, at the end of it, you walk away with a painted model that you own. And it's like, if you didn't take part, you wouldn't have painted it.
Exactly.
And I think we've all got that big pile of shame somewhere that's, like I was saying earlier, that's just there constantly looking. Like, yeah, don't look behind Tom. That's there kind of going.
No, actually, that's all painted. That's all painted.
Oh, it's the stuff in front of you.
To be fair, my pile of shame has been dwindling, but that's mainly because I've been thinning the herd, so to speak, of stuff that I do not want anymore. So I've only been purchasing things that I genuinely want to do. So that's kind of what I've been trying to do recently anyway. I mean, all the stuff at Christmas is already on the painting table. So I'm doing it.
Well, hey, well done you.
And it's all stuff that I was actually really looking forward to doing and adding to my Templar army. So I'm going to have to do I was thinking about this. I was going to have to do another State of the Crusade video at some point, I think, and get all my new stuff I've done since the last one. I was going to re-watch my last one and see what I'd added, and then redo it all. Because we normally do it when we do an Apocalypse game, but we haven't done one last year, sadly. So,
yeah, I mean since my last 83rd one, like I went off rails, guys. Like I went, so I had this big list of things that I was going to paint for the 83rd. However, I wasn't lazy and I didn't just not do anything, because everything over in that cabinet there, this bit here, is I painted that instead of what I was going to paint for the 83rd. So I'll be showing that off because I was like, yeah, I got this, but then I was like, I've got all these, and these are a lot more fun. So I've got them.
World Eater time, wasn't it?
Yeah, God, they're such cool models. I've got to repaint the Lord of Skulls.
It's okay. Look at it as a fun job.
No, come. Yeah, well, maybe that'll be my challenge.
Ooh,
guys, what do you reckon for the painting challenge? Should I repaint my Lord of Skulls, or should I paint up my Adeptus Titanicus Titan? What do you reckon? What does the survey say? Titanicus Titan, boop, repainting Lord of Skulls, boop.
We've got Titanicus Titan.
Titanicus Titan so far.
I was hoping it's that anyway.
I'm not really. I mean, I haven't got a rush to do the Lord of Skulls. There's no.
No, because I was going to say he looks quite cool as he is, but I understand why you want to do it. So because you want to get it to the other type of scheme that you've got. So
yeah, exactly that. I mean, that's the main reason. That's
because
I'd happily put him on the board.
Yeah,
and go, there you go, he's fine. Like he is what he is. But the other part of me would be like, oh, you need to match in. This is why I don't do Craftworld Elder, because they're all over the place with their Exodites. I'm like, these guys are orange, these guys are green, these guys are Ellington guys with rocket launchers. What's going on? These are blue. There's nothing pulling it together. This is what, yeah, exactly.
I think that's one of the reasons I also gave up Elder, that and I didn't like playing the army, but I just could, yeah, it was the same with Tau for me as well. I just looked at them like, I don't like this paint style. This is all too curvy and clean. Look at these edges.
Yeah.
You got two for Titanic at the moment.
2 for Titanicus. Well, it's going to be Titanicus then.
Yeah.
Little Titan, you'll be painted soon.
That means I've got to do mine now. Damn it. Okay.
I'll put them in my cabinet over there.
Which one have you got assembled? What type one was it?
My Reaver one. Hang on, shall I get?
Yeah, just because I'll try and do the same one. That way.
Okay.
To be fair, I do have to build it first as well.
1 sec.
Oh, he's coming. He's coming, guys. Don't worry. You'll get there.
Sorry. I've got stuff on the floor. Where's that come from? I have got the Reaver with. I don't know what weapons these are, Tom.
It's got maybe the apocalypse missile launcher on the top.
No, it's got some sort of double laser destroyer thing.
Turbo laser destructor, a twin link one, yeah. Whatever it is.
And then this one's got a big laser cannon as well.
Oh, I don't know what that one is.
Is there any Titanicus players?
Volcano cannon. It's probably a volcano cannon.
Don't know. Either way, I'm going to go traitor.
Classic.
Oh, yep, traitor time. All the way. So yes, I've got to kind of. I'll paint him and then I'll glue him into place. But I'm going to find some chaosy bits to do on it. Oh, pick me a chapter,
ooh,
was it?
That's dangerous. That's dangerous.
Nice.
But wait, when we say pick a chapter, do you want like I don't want to I never like giving someone not enough room. Do you want like a founding chapter, or do you want like an obscure chapter? Because
Howling Griffins.
Oh god.
No. Lamenters.
I was about to say Lamenters as well, Doc.
Lamenters. Yep.
Emperor's Scythes.
No, Lamenters. 100%.
Emperor's Scythes has got
because you get them on both levels, Tom. We get Jack on both levels. We get them on the level where the paint scheme's horrendous.
Yeah, but
and
Emperor's
Lamenters always lose.
Is a quarter one.
Oh. Yeah, no, but they've got their little checkered shoulder pad for the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll get Jack. Yeah.
I mean, only you want to get Jack, really. I mean, Jack's been quite fair to me over the last few weeks, so I don't know. I think you.
Yeah, well, your time will come, my friend.
Got to keep him on my good side. All I'm going to say is that money that you promised me seems to have disappeared from the cabinet. So I don't want to say anything again, but I have.
No, he doesn't deserve it.
I think you'll find. No, actually, he just doesn't deserve the money that his trip.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah, Lamenters, Jack. We want to see them. Thank you.
I mean, we could. Maybe I could go onto like an AI art generator and just put in some criteria for a space marine and see what it comes up with. Just find the most. Pick me an 8-color paint job marine.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. There we go. Right now, okay. Now for the next step of white, which is actually the white, which is grey, of course. I don't know what's wrong with my Celestial Grey. It's really splitting.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When I get it on the palette, it just seems to really split up. I've been having to remix it every few minutes. It's been a bit of a pain in the arse. So I hope this all-thrown grey is a bit better. Yeah, this looks a bit more clean. This is better. I did recently change my foam thing in my palette, actually. I'd never fall out with Tom. I could do Lamenters. Don't really know much about them. Just understand that Lamenters have had a pretty rough time. All right.
Yeah. Actually, to be fair, Lamenters, like we can talk about Lamenters, Jack. I know about Lamenters. So Lamenters are one of the curse-founding offshoots of the Blood Angels. Now, they didn't suffer the Black Rage, I don't think, or the Red First. However, Jack, they are rather unlucky and a lot of Space Marine chapters decided they didn't want to fight alongside the Lamenters because they are unlucky and bring shame and death upon themselves and those around them. But they are honourable. So yes, hopefully you'll enjoy doing it. I think it is a very striking paint scheme.
It is. If you pull it off, it's actually really nice. It's that yellow is really, really good. Because it's a slightly lighter yellow than Imperial Fist, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But the shoulder pads are the pain in the butt part because they are checkered circles with is it hearts, isn't it? In the
heart with a little teardrop, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I'll look it up quickly. Just have a check if we're talking about the right thing here. I think that sounds right though. Yes, it's basically it's a heart dead center with a red teardrop off the side to it.
Yeah.
Which is quite nice. Yeah, having a look at some of the paint jobs I was found online, they're very nice looking models. It's quite close to Imperial Fist style, I think. Actually, it's quite close. Again, it's all about interpretation, though, isn't it? So it's people. You look at Imperial Fist. Yeah, I've seen lots of different versions of Imperial Fist Yellow. So it's one of those things. I think you just do whatever color fits your kind of desire, I suppose.
Yeah, whatever makes you kind of like, oh, actually, this is me. I like this. I saw actually I got the recent White Dwarf, and in there they had a chap talking about his Lamenters. So that's probably where it's come from, and the paint scheme was really nice. So yeah, I'm sure you do a great job, Jack.
Jack says, sounds like how Tom must feel in a doubles tourney with you.
I mean, I'm trying to be nice. I think I'm a nice person here.
Dom's completely different off camera. You know, he's actually really, really, really nice. I have to say that I'm not allowed to. There's other trouble then. I don't get to come out of my room then.
Yeah, get back in your room. Back in the box.
Imagine winning the lottery, going to claim the ticket, getting hit by a car, and the ticket falls in a puddle and gets destroyed. That's the Lamenters. I mean, yeah. I mean, they're not the most lucky of chapters. Bless them. Not quite as bad as Howling Griffins, though, I think.
Well, I think they're probably worse than the Howling Griffins. I think they've almost been worked out a couple of times. I think
Didn't the Howling Griffins get completely smashed up at Armageddon as well, though? By their own side?
No, that was the Celestial Lions.
Celestial Lions. Sorry, I've got my wires crossed. Yeah,
that's a cool scheme.
Yeah, is that blue Celestial Lions? Isn't it? Blue and
no, it's like a gold.
Oh, it's gold. I don't know why.
The gold, like a yellowy gold.
I'll get a picture because it's been a while since I've Celestial Lions. Ah, I know where I got the blue from now. They've got a blue they've got blue in the center of their shoulder pads. So with the lion was obviously the white lion on it.
Yeah.
And then a blue helmet. But golden armor.
Yeah, they've not had a great time of things. No. But I wouldn't say that. Well, obviously they are a bit unlucky. But
I mean, what's the other? Was it Fire Dragons? Who's that other one that every time they go in the warp is like bye?
They're the Legion of
Damned, aren't they? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because they had a pretty bad start. Because I think it was like the first time they went out, wasn't it? It was like, where they gone?
Oh well, never mind. You win some, you lose some.
Yeah. I remember I did Legion of Damned Army. That took that for a kill team. Actually, I think that was a long time ago. I was actually because I was quite excited about them because I thought at one point they were going to start bringing out more models for them. But then it all kind of backed off, I think, after they re-released the Fine Cast ones. And obviously, Fine Cast back then was we don't talk about those days, do we?
No.
The era of bendy everything.
Right.
This is my sword. It's like this now. Why is it touching my chest plate when I'm holding it out in front of me?
Yeah. What's going on?
I had to do that with my bloody Demon Prince, remember? Because it's still not right. I still can't get that to sit straight. It's awful. but that's it's come on a long way since then. I think I watched a video on 2 Warlord Titans being put together, the big ones, huge ones.
Oh
And
yeah.
they showed off the casting from the kit, and I must admit it was very impressive. The casting improvements they've made on models that size, because I remember doing obviously my Titan, but also my 2 assault rams, and them being, oh god, they were absolute pain. Because I remember, well, you remember I got a warped one and I sent it back and they sent me a whole new kit because I assume they just it was just cheaper for them to do that.
I mean, that's the thing. Like most of the Forge World stuff back in the day, it's not like the Sakaran as well. The Sakaran was equally not a great model. Leviathan's all right, I think. But I think that was a newer kit.
Yeah,
I think the older kits were definitely a bit more.
And also with the Leviathan, if you think about the type of kit, it was quite blocky from an assembly point of view. You kind of got that central part and then the 2 side parts, and that was pretty much the kit. So there wasn't a lot that could go wibbly wobbly on it. It was more when you got models with the big long side panels that had that chance to sort of get bent in the in the releasing purpose or whatever. So but I think nowadays the technology nowadays is so much better. So
oh, absolutely.
Yes, I agree with that, Jack. I think you're right. I mean, actually, to be fair, the plastic kit for the Leviathan was lovely as well. The new plastic kit for it was that is a fantastic kit to put together. Very simple, but detailed enough to make it look quite cool. But not using 40k anymore. But anyway, I'll leave that one there.
Not bitter though.
Only bought and paint one just the tail end of the other year. But let's not worry about that.
Thing is, sometimes you can predict what Games Workshop are going to do, and you can kind of long term kind of protect it against it and go, hang on, no, whoa, I'm not doing that. Like right now, don't buy Forge World.
No,
it's the easiest way, or specialist, whatever it is.
They're expert kits.
Expert kits, because it's not. But when they suddenly went all the new plastic 30k stuff, you can't use in 40k. That was that. I was like, where's that come from? Jeez,
was not expecting it at all. Obviously, I know we always say, Legends fine, whatever. Yeah, you can use the rules from there, and you can do that. But I think a lot of people had invested quite a lot of money in getting all these kits to play with their main armies, and they're all usable. That was the kind of the selling point of them as well. They're relics from the. You had to pay your little price for them as well. You had to pay your what do they call them, Dom? They have points, didn't they? Well, yeah, it was command points, but they had the Martial Legacy. That was it. You had to pay your Martial Legacy point for having them, which was a tax when you took them. And honestly, obviously the main reason for doing it is they didn't want to balance the rules for them. Simple as that. Which I find reasonably ludicrous when you look at the size and number of units inside a Space Marine Codex.
Yeah,
you're like, you couldn't just do some of the dreadnoughts,
Nope, we're not doing any of those.
I mean, even if they had done a nice simple thing where it's like a legacy dreadnought with a size or something like that, and you could just play those rules, that would have been quite okay, But yeah, it's a shame. But then we do have Brutalis and Redemptor, but unfortunately they just look pretty much identical because they're just the same kit with different loadouts, really.
Well,
in a certain way, which is a shame because I think for me it was more about that variety you lost a little bit of like bringing some of the old age stuff in to sort of link it back to that past. But I think the other issue is the size difference between them is actually when you put them next to each other, there's quite a big size difference between the Leviathan and the Brutalis and the Redemptor. The Redemptor and Brutalis is much bigger. When you compare, I mean, even if you put a standard dreadnought next to them, it looks ridiculous. I mean, you saw them when we played our game.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a hard one, right? So if you were completely detached from the from that situation and you didn't actually have any of those models, so let's say they do it to, I don't know. Let's say they do it to Guard. and you kind of go, well, actually, the new models, the new Redemptor model is a lot better than the older standard Dreadnought model-wise, because it's easier to paint, it's a nicer looking kit, blah 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 blah. But if you've got the models, obviously you're going to have a bit of loyalty, and
Of course,
you've got happy memories. You already own it, and you're like, oh, geez, yeah, that's a bit of an inconvenience. It's no defense because it's like you said, just keep it. Like you don't need to get rid of it.
no, exactly. It was. Like I said, also, so friend, there was my problem is they want to reduce datasheet bloat. Why are there 3 gladiator datasheets? Quite.
Yeah.
To be fair, there's more than 3 gladiator datasheets actually.
Is there?
There is. There's 6 for me. I mean, technically it's 3, but they produced 3 additional ones for all the vehicles in the Black Templar one because
is it because it just has a multi-belter?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Honestly, do you realize how dumb that is? It's like, just let everyone else have a multi-melter. It's not really that big a deal, just give all the war gear's bloody free anyway. It's not like but that's weird. But ultimately, I won't pretend to understand. I mean, they've been in this game a lot longer than we have from a point of view of making models and rules and stuff. So I always had to go, maybe they do know better. It's fine. It's okay.
Do they though? Do they though?
We still got Apocalypse, Dom. It's fine. We'll always have Apocalypse.
Stop saying things like that because that'll be next. No!
Well, technically,
there's a points cap. You can't play over 2,000 points.
Yeah, but you and me, mate, we wouldn't give a toss. I mean,
can't do it.
That's always the funny thing. Obviously, they have that 3,000 point mark. I mean, how many people do you know that play 3,000 point games of 40k?
It's a weird one, isn't it? 3,000 points.
It's like, the 2,000 is obviously the kind of accepted level nowadays, really. I mean, back in the day, it used to be 1,750 for many, many moons. That was that. Then it was 1,800, and then
1,500. That was a point as well.
I remember 1,500 point games.
Yeah. Interesting times. Yeah, they change it for whatever, really.
Of course.
I think they saw it that made sense. Like, well, if we lower the points, but we keep everything at 2,000, that means they'll have to buy more models.
That's exactly how I imagine the Games Workshop execs. More models. And then what we'll do is we'll make them all unavailable on our website.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of course, I mean, I don't know how many. Obviously, I'm not trying to be negative anyway, but I was quite shocked at the speed that the obviously the End of the Death final series books ended up on eBay over the weekend. Like apparently there were rumors, but also some genuine. I saw some which had gone up before the orders on the website had gone up, so people had already predicted that they were going to get one and sell it.
Yeah,
which I thought was just like, wow, you very, very committed to getting that. But yes, because that was, that's the other reason why the website was having a lot of trouble at the weekend. I will give them the due; they probably had a lot of traffic on the day because it was, it was a big pre-order day. They had the last book of the stuff coming out. They also had all of the Bretonian and Vampire sets. Yeah, Tomb King sets coming out. So, for the old world crowd, that was probably quite a big day. But again, I heard a lot of those sets were also ending up on eBay, which is a bit sad. And obviously everyone's entitled to what they want with their purchase. It's just that I know you can't stop it all. I think people saying that, they should do this and that. I said, what are you going to do? You can't.
It's going to happen.
You can't prove someone's buying it to scalp it or to sell it. And and I think people going, just limit it to one. I said that's going to do then is.
Do they care?
Well, they probably don't, do they? That's the thing. They're selling more, and even if you limited it, I mean, ultimately, all that does is take away potentially. Like, I mean, back in the day, you and me, when we used to buy sets, we used to sometimes go in together and get 2 of them, but obviously buy them at the same time. We've got double the forces, so we can switch them around. But you technically, if they went one apart, we couldn't do that anymore. I think at the end of the day, it's an artificially generated demand by the way they do their production. That's it. They always produce too little, but I think that's by design. Because it generates demand, and then they can sell their entire stock nice and quickly, and then just do what they do now, is where they go, this won't ever come out again, and then but we're reprinting these models this weekend. So because they did the McCrag box set again, didn't they? The other year they dropped that as an anniversary one. Would you ever thought that was going to come back ever? I mean,
no, that's quite nice.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just the point is they've got these files to redo them. It's totally their choice if they want to reprint and invest in them. This is why I don't suck it into the special edition stuff much anymore unless it's something very close to my heart. So
it's interesting, isn't it? Really, like I can't remember ever waiting for a pre-order for something to be out straight away. Because why? Why? I mean, to be fair, if it's an amazing model that someone really is waiting to and anticipating for, cool, go for it. But I'm just like, well, just wait. Like, you're going to get it eventually.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're going to be the first person on the block to have it, because there's going to be other people. So don't stress yourself out about getting that model or at midnight. Like, get away. I've got to get it. I've got to get it.
It's the only time I'm going to see it. I mean, obviously, it is different for certain things. Like the book was a kick in the teeth of Pete, because obviously those books, they only did a limited amount of those special bound editions, for their people's sets. And you can imagine if you've got all the way through to this point and it's the last one for your collection, your nicely leather bound ones that you wanted to get, and you can't get on the site to order it, and then you see one go up on eBay from someone who is just trying to make a quick buck, and ultimately some people will pay for it because that collection means a lot to them for the same reasons, and they're the people I feel for more. It's the genuine collectors who just want it to actually get the thing and appreciate it. There are opportunists out there. And the problem with opportunists nowadays, there's so many ways you can set up stuff to automatically grab stuff off a website for you nowadays. It's not difficult, it's one of those things. So and as Captain Jack was saying there, only way to most limited is to do everything limited edition, but that's the problem you get there. Then if you do everything limited edition, you get people missing out on stuff permanently, because I think made to order is the better option, so they get an idea of demand. I think if they did a whole day of made to order and they made it very clear that you're not going to get this for a month or so, but if you put your order in here, we'll make this amount and we'll order it. And that way, But
made to order first.
Yeah. If you did that straight off the bat for the first order, don't pre-order, don't anticipate demand. Just put up a thing saying, look, this week you can place an order and you'll get it. We'll make it and we'll get it. And then they close, and then after that, it's like, fair enough. You didn't order in that time window. You have a week to do it. You're now going to have to take a chance on what stocks are left over. But
I just think generally they're not going to solve the problem. There's no real demand for them to solve the problem.
Of course not. Ultimately, if they're selling their quota,
and they just bring it back at another time. It's not. They could try, and it could be lip service to say, oh no, we'll address the issue. Like, nah, it's not really that much of a problem.
And yes, exactly, Friendo, because there's genuine collectors out there who have missed out on that book because it has ended up somewhere on eBay from someone who's pre-ordered it just to resell it at an extortionate price. I saw some up for 700 odd quid. And you're like, Jesus, but someone's going to pay for it. Honestly, someone will do it. And that's why, a lot of people say, oh, don't buy it. I said, yeah, well, that's all very well and good. But if you've invested in 8 of the preceding books or whatever it is, and you want that last book, and it's your passion, you may end up doing it. It's just the way it rolls.
That is the way it rolls, though, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Not being fair, if you want to buy a limited edition book.
It was like, well, I wanted that.
It isn't a new problem.
No, exactly.
It isn't a problem you've suddenly had. It's like, how many editions have they had this problem with?
It's
so like, you probably have spent £700 on a previous book, so if you spend another sum, it's up to you. It's your hobby. It's your income.
But it's like, I bought, I spent £40 on that Chaplin, the one that was limited edition because you couldn't get it anywhere. And I spent 40 quid on it because I really like Chaplins, and I know I was overpaying for it.
You do really like Chaplins.
Yeah, I do. I've definitely got the most Chaplins out of everyone I know.
Yeah. Lucky I've got a wide selection of Dark Apostle models at
Yeah.
Games Workshop. Oh, hang on, I've only done one.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't cheapen it.
One data sheet, one model. Done. One and done.
I must admit that it's such a discrepancy. Sometimes it really is. It
Time
makes me.
for the Chaos Lieutenants. Here we go. Exalted Champion.
I would love to see a whole year of it where they flipped it on their side.
We've just got the one, have we? Okay.
I do find it very bizarre still that they haven't increased like some special models if in that vein, because you just look at, I mean, I've got the kit behind, but you just look at the number of data sheets for HQs in Space Marines. It is, I mean, I will never use half of them in my lifetime. There'll be stuff there like, oh yeah, the old lieutenant in Reaver arm, whatever it is. Yeah, I'll go out and grab that one or whatever. Yeah, it's like no.
Yeah. It's not fair, Tom. It's not fair. We don't even have an apothecary.
Well, there's reasons for that.
Yeah.
You don't tend to take care of your GC very well.
Because we haven't got an apothecary, Tom. Give us an apothecary.
You saying that's the answer? You just need apothecaries and everything will change.
Yeah, give us an apothecary and we'll start looking after it.
And they'll be off. Oh, Tara, we can send you our tithe.
Yeah, I said that. Yeah, it's a bit overdue. 10,000 years.
But we're curating it again now. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. We're good. We're back. Can we come back?
What was your chapter again, sir?
Promise not to be bad.
Word bearers, you say?
Yeah.
I can't find them on the list.
No, something's flagging in our system here.
Exterminatus.
Yeah. One moment. Let me just call my supervisor. Seems to be a problem.
Oh, is that Helbrecht?
Yeah.
Oh, I could see Helbrecht as the manager of the tainted gene seed vaults trying to track down people. It's just like,
yeah,
they what? I'll be right over with my crusade. Yeah, just constant surge twirling in the Black Templar barracks. It's just, I'm so angry!
Here it comes!
Heresy!
Let's do this.
Oh my goodness, how is it 9 o'clock already?
Yeah, I know. Time has gone fast tonight.
Madness. Oh, and 8. And I've done quite a bit tonight actually. This is good.
Well done.
I'm on my second white coat for the bits and pieces. This will actually be done hopefully by tomorrow. Then I can get on to some actual detailing. Oh. How's your bits gone there, Dom?
Well, I've done a bit of tidying up of the old sprues that I've got here. And I've got some base material stuff that I'm going to go get on the other warpsmith. I've got some old hatches, like rhino hatches and stuff.
Oh, cool.
So I'm going to kind of position them underneath and raise them up a bit.
But yeah, so we're going to do vehicles then.
Yes.
You're going to do your Titan. I will do a Titan as well. I'll do my mini Titan. We'll see. So if anyone you can't remember, that is we're going to shoot for mid-Feb. I will pick the closest Tuesday to the 15th or 16th, whatever today is, for next month. We'll basically make that the deadline. I will put this all up in our Discord shortly. But please take part. It would be very good to see all of your efforts on that. So monster or vehicle was the criteria.
Yep.
And that's it, yeah. I don't know if you want to leave it there for tonight, Dom, or if you want to carry on for a bit.
Well, I need to go and get some food, Tom.
Oh, you haven't eaten? That's not very good.
No, I know. So I need to go get something to eat.
Right.
So guys, thank you very much for a beautiful stream tonight.
Indeed.
And hopefully we'll see some vehicles in a month. If not, shame on you.
Yeah, shame on you. Just put your finger out.
Yeah, come on. But yes, guys, thank you very much for joining us tonight. It's a pleasure as always. I think next week we'll try for a game.
That would be I'm actually off on Tuesday as well, actually. So
We'll do a game.
It shouldn't be a problem. We'll try and stream a game in that case. So yeah, all right.
Yeah, nice one.
All right, everyone.
All right, chaps and chapettes. Thank you very much for watching. Remember, give us a little cheeky like, tell a friend about Black Toe Studios,
sub it up,
and yeah, and we will see you all soon.
Indeed. I have been Tom. This has been,
and I'm Dom,
and we're both Black Toe Studio, and we'll see you soon.
Bye bye, everybody.